Good morning, everybody. Dr. Ben Shamoiel, the LA chiropractor right here in Century City. Thanks for joining me. It's going to be one of our topics. We do this class a lot in Century City, a lot of the law firms and offices around here. And this is one of them. We got another one you'll see coming up. It's called our posture party. I'll have that up in just a few weeks. But this one's really simple. It's 3 symptoms that are good for you. And when we think about symptoms, we're not really thinking about symptoms being good for us, right? We think about when we notice a symptom that, hey, something is actually going wrong with our body. But it doesn't seem to be the case all of the times. Now, symptoms could be a good thing for you when they're telling you, hey, something is wrong. So we're going to talk about the top 3 symptoms that are really good for you in a way that they're going to give you a direction of which way your health is going. Now, your body's always telling you something is wrong. It's in one of my other videos, I talked about the check engine light. And in our cars, we have an engine light that comes on that tells us, hey, something's going wrong with the car. Some of the newer cars have even things for the tire, like your tire is running out of air or low on air. It's telling you, hey, something is not right. And for most of us, we pay attention, right? We pay attention to what our car is saying, and we want to get it looked at right away and make sure that we don't end up with a bigger headache or bigger expenses later on. So that's one of the main things that we like to focus on in our office, is making sure that if you have symptoms, let's get them checked out. But your body's always telling you something is wrong. So when you're dealing with migraines and they're not going away, that's your body telling you to check and see what's going on inside. Now, most of us do what almost everybody does. They go to the doctor, and guess what? They go to your MD, and you're going to get some medications to cover your migraines. It might work, it might not. It might work for a short period of time. It might not work at all. But is that really solving the problems of why you got the migraine to begin with? I doubt it. I think it's just covering the symptoms and allowing you to continue feeling like you're getting better while you're actually getting worse. Okay? Now, some people will have a period of time where their migraines will come, and then they'll go away altogether. Now, that comes from other issues. Insomnia could be an issue if something's not going right in the body. High blood pressure, I can't tell you how many people are on high blood pressure medication. And one of the big things with high blood pressure medication is people, not most, but some, continue to take high blood pressure medication, but really don't change any of their healthy habits. They continue to eat poorly, and the blood pressure medication just kind of gives them the ability to, I'm still going to do what I want to do. I'm just going to cover it up with medication. So you're sitting there taking blood pressure medication. Dizziness could be another issue. Diabetes, now, there's many different types of diabetes, but we know the prevalent type is it's a lifestyle choice. So a lot of people, when they're diagnosed with diabetes, will really make some great changes, and that's awesome. That's what they've got to do. It's diabetes telling me that, hey man, you're off track, and you got to lose weight, you got to cut your sugar, you got to exercise, and a lot of people have their diabetes under control with just exercise and diet. They're really taking the change, and that's what their body is telling them. And these are really important things that a lot of other people, some of them can't exercise, very difficulty. They got more other health issues on top of it, and then they're just medicating. But I've seen this happen over and over. Even with their medications, their diets are horrible. So, and then we have heart disease. We have people that have a lot of issues going on, and they're being told, hey, you got heart disease, you need to make some lifestyle changes. Some do, some don't. some just covered up with medication, continue to live the way they do. So let's talk about what is going on. Let's go to our next. Okay, so these are the big three that I like to talk about. These are the three symptoms that are actually good for you. And they're very, very important. We're going to be talking about headaches. And nobody likes a headache, and headaches are horrible. And if you're having the once in a while headache, hey, listen, you might be dehydrated and things might not be good for you. But if you're having regular, weekly, or daily headaches, that's a warning sign that something's going on. Acid reflux, listen, your body's trying to tell you something's going on. If you used to be able to eat foods and now at a certain age you can't eat foods anymore, this is your body telling you, hey, you need to check and see what's going on inside. And I'm going to tell you, a lot of people go and get these things checked out and they just cannot understand why they still have the problem. So a lot of people will take the purple pills or antacids and continue to eat poorly. Low back pain. Low back pain is a big warning sign. It's the gateway to a lot of things that happen in the abdominal, digestive, reproductive area. So low back pain is a sign. Some people will come and go. Once a year they might have an attack, or once every few weeks they'll have some pain, but then it'll go away. We all hear the common comes and goes, but that's just your body letting you know, hey, if you don't do something about it sooner or later, I'm going to make it stay. Okay? So these are the three symptoms that we're going to be talking about, going into detail. These are the things we see in the office the most. So let's talk about it. Now, headaches are important. Headaches are telling you that there's something really going on. Now, sometimes if you're getting the once in a while, you might be dehydrated, you might have had a hangover, and those are, common, not normal, but common. What's really not normal is what we're seeing more and more is this forward head posture. You can see it happening all the time. Every time you walk into an elevator, people are looking on their phones, people are on their laptops. And what we see here, instead of the head being on top of the shoulders, more and more you see people with their head coming forward and causing a lot of problems. Now, this is the primary reason that we find that their spine is out of alignment. We call that a subluxation. You've heard of dislocations. Well, your spine's not dislocated, but it's not in its right place. It means less than a dislocation. So it's moved improperly out of place, and it's putting a lot of stress not only on the joints, but on the ligaments, and most importantly, it's putting it on the nerves. And when those nerves get compressed and really tight, you have your repetitive headaches coming and going every day. And what you do is you just continue to take Tylenol or Aleve, and you just take medication to cover the headache without really addressing the problem. Now, some people might not look like that, still have headaches, and those could come from different subluxations, like old traumas, sleeping wrong, bad computer ergonomics. All of these things could add to the subluxation patterns that happen into your neck. We'll go a little bit more detail. I'll show you the spine a little bit later on, exactly what's going on. But this is one of the primary reasons now with the phones and the laptops and really bad, just all the tech, the iPads, the kids. I'm getting kids that are 12, 13 suffering from headaches and migraines because their babysitter's been an iPad. Okay, and that's just not good. We got to change that up. So what we do here, we do great analyzation. We take some x-rays, we find where the subluxations are, where they're putting pressure, and we'll focus on restoring the spine, not just treating it, but actually restoring, changing it, doing a lot of strengthening and getting the spine back and changing some bad habits. We all have them. We all have iPhones. We all have cell phones. We're constantly on them. Horrible things to do. Okay? Acid reflux. So if we're putting really bad junk in our body, how would our body tell you you're doing wrong? When you're putting tons of sugar, tons of carbs or tons of fats that just don't go and they're not healthy for you, what your body will do is let you know, is give you that really bad acid reflux feeling, okay? It's letting you know, hey, your diet's wrong. You're not putting in the right things. Most people don't care. They'll keep drinking this stuff or eating that stuff or whatever it is, and they'll take their purple pill for 24 hours, and it will cover the symptoms without really fixing the problem. And that's, again, what most medications do is allow you to continue with your bad habits. All right? You might be a very acidic diet, and again, the subluxation. Well, doc, what does the subluxation have to do with my acid reflux? A little bit down the line, hang tight with me. I'm going to show you exactly how your spine is affecting your nerve system. But again, look at acid reflux is, again, really bad diet. Your body's trying to tell you to stop doing these things. Well, doc, even if I eat good food, well, then we got to really take a closer look. Even if you've changed your diet and you're still having acid reflux, we got to look to the nerve system to see exactly what's going on. So our job here, I'll show you a little bit later, is find out where this problem is and what it leads to. Let's look at our next one. Oh, and our next one. Low back pain, right? Hope you guys see this picture. I'm going to make sure we pop it up on the screen for you. Most of us are right in here. You know, we're working on laptops. We're at the computer all day. If you're not on the computer all day, then you're on your phone all day. If you're not on your phone, then you're on some kind of pad all day. Okay? And you're constantly really kind of in a sitting position. Now, I work in Century City in Los Angeles. I've got 50,000 people in a couple of buildings in just a couple square blocks. And I know from attorneys to assistants to secretaries to most people are just sitting all day. If they're not sitting, they might be sitting standing. But I tell you this, they're not moving, right? And so when you're having low back pain, either sitting, lifting wrong, you're not moving properly. So this could be, again, not just bad habits, but bad work schedules. I got people across the street, these attorneys, at like 11, 12-hour days, just sitting. And they can go for sitting for about 4 hours straight without getting up or moving. That's not even healthy for you. So you gotta have some movement. You gotta have some movement. Now, not moving and sitting for long periods of time or having low back pain or lifting wrong, all of these things really kind of give you, it's a prelude to an issue, big systemic problem, because low back can lead to digestive issues like constipation or diarrhea or colitis or irritable bowel. It could lead to menstrual issues such as irregular periods, heavy bleeding, bad cramping. Erectile dysfunction, sexual issues, sciatica, we've all heard of that, man. Nobody wants to end up with sciatica. It's probably the nastiest thing you had. But it's a low back problem that happened years before, comes and goes, and now it just doesn't, it's not going away. And a lot of people taking heavy medication. I've spoken, I'm in a medical building here in Century City, spoken to tons of the doctors in here, from the general practitioners to orthopedic surgeons, and they really don't have an answer for sciatica. Where in our office, we're getting some of the best results in the shortest amount of time without the surgery, without the drugs. So there's another video that you're gonna see about our non-surgical spinal decompression and just chiropractic alone, relieving sciatic pain and even more. So all of these things are included in the low back, and a lot of people do not relate how their low back is affecting what's going on in the abdominal region. I'm going to show you that in just a bit. And then we're going back to that subluxation. Well, doc, what's that subluxation? What are you talking about? I'm going to make sure you guys understand at the end what this subluxation has to do with your spine and how it's affecting your back. Okay. Now, we're going to give you a couple close-ups of this. I'm going to make sure that it's in there. But here you see, this is the spine right there. And one of the things that happens is this is the central nerve system, okay? You can see more about it in other videos that I'll have also, but we're going to talk about the central nervous system. And this one's the autonomic nervous system, which runs parallel to the central nervous system. But for the purposes of this video, we're going to just talk about the central nervous system. And from every area of your spine, there is a nerve that goes to your organs. So we know that L1 and L2 go to your colon. We know that L3 tends to go to the reproductive system for females, the uterus and the ovaries. We know it goes to the bladder. We know where these nerves go, and everything from the charts that we have in our medical school. What's that TV show called? The medical one. Grey's Anatomy is actually an anatomy book, right? That's what we had to study, Grey's Anatomy. And that's where we found out that, hey, all of these nerves go to all these organs. And when there is what's called a vertebral subluxation, where there is a misalignment or the joints are not moving or they're fixated, they're just jammed, they're going to affect the central nerve system. And those nerves that go to those organs will be functioning less than what we want optimal, right? So imagine when you're a kid, you're playing around. As a teenager, you have those heavy backpacks. As an adult, you might be at work, either standing or sitting or lifting boxes. You're either doing labor or you're doing a desk job, okay? All of these things over time start to misalign the spine. Little accidents here, little fall on the snow, one here, snowboarding injury there, falling off a bicycle as a kid. All of these build up to what we call this subluxation. And it might be painful to some, it might not be. It might be totally painless, but check it out. Wherever that nerve goes, and if that nerve is going over here to the stomach, guess what you got? Got yourself acid reflux. You got yourself bloating. You got yourself indigestion. If you have one right up in here, that's C1 atlas and C2, they're the primary reasons you have headaches. So what we want to do is find out in your spine, in our office, where your subluxations are. Where are these bones putting out? Where are these, whether you want to call it a pinched nerve or just a nerve that has a lot of stress on it, you can see that will stop sending the proper signals that the brain has to send to those organs to repair. So if we're just putting tons of bad food in our system, that's going to send signals to the brain telling it, hey, something's not right. Then it's going to just create a big acid reflux problem. If the stress in the neck is too much, over time you're going to start getting those headaches and those migraines. And in the low back, see, low back, look at this. The colon is there. The bladder is there, the reproductive organs, the testicles, everything has to do with the low back. And millions of people are suffering from some kind of low back pain. Now again, as I said, some people might not have any back pain, but will be suffering from a lot of symptoms. And that is just as bad. And that's what we want to do, is make sure we take a look at the source, the central nervous system. It's kind of like the circuit breaker of the house. So imagine what a circuit breaker looks like. And you got to the kitchen, to the living room. That's all the wiring. And this is our central nervous system wiring. It makes sure that all these organs. So those are the top 3 things that I want you to know about, but there is more. There is things like asthma. There are things like, what else do patients come in? Shortness of breath. Migraine headaches are just as bad as regular headaches. And these are the things that we can help you with in our office. So what I'm going to do is make sure that you guys see a very clear, focused picture of what's going on here. You have a very good understanding of what the subluxation looks like. And now we're going to move on forward. Let's see what we got next. Now, a lot of people are like, well, what do you do to fix the spine? We do this. I'll put this picture up too. But when there is a subluxation, misalignment of the spine, it decreases the spinal movement. When that happens, it causes a lot of stress onto the nerve system, which sends information to the through the spinal cord, the sympathetic chains, the hypothalamus, the cerebral cortex. all the really, if you're into understanding what the physiological signs are, it's all going to be on this picture. Okay, so every time you have more stress on your nerve system, you're really taking out the really powerful ability for your body to heal itself. Again, your nerve system is not only in control of running everything, it's also control of healing and repair. So if you're suffering from things that are not healing and you're suffering from things that are not repairing, there is something that's going on in the common divider, and that's your central nerve system. So we want to take a look at that. Dylan, let's see. So again, these two ladies are exactly the same age. One lady is in the hospital with a walker and an oxygen tank. The other one's just doing yoga, having the time of her life. All right, I see it in here. I've seen 73. I had a 73-year-old patient last night in here, and this lady, this is the lady who's just enjoying life. Right? I had another 73-year-old that was in so much pain we were about to call paramedics the other day. What's the difference? And that's really how they've been taking care of themselves. So taking care of yourself starts at a time that you choose to. So if you want to wait until everything is broken to start taking care of yourself, good luck. But if you want to be preventative and make sure that your central nervous system is working and your body's working and you're really getting the best out of life, we'd like to help you here. If you have more questions or information, just go ahead and post it in the comments section below. Again, my name is Dr. Ben, TheLAChiropractor.com here in Los Angeles, Century City. Is there another a cold laser? We do acupuncture. These are some of the services that we provide. We have acupuncture in the office. We have cold laser. We have lymphatic massage here. This is just to get the blood flowing and get everything else moving. That's it for me. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please leave a comment, like, and share. If you have friends that are suffering, family members, I don't care where they are in the world, they should know that chiropractic can help them. So please send this out to them. Make sure that they have this information and it could really help change their lives. Again, thanks again for joining me, Dr. Ben Shamoiel, the LA Chiropractor.